Hello and welcome to Deeper Discovery. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the step-by-step process of creating and posting a podcast completely for free on iTunes and Spotify and any other place where you want to put it. There's really three main things you're going to need to get started. The first thing being content creation. Now, this is the main part of this, if you will. I won't really be covering this too much in this video, as I'm assuming you've already decided on what your podcast will be about. I mean, this could be anything from taking your YouTube videos and posting them in a podcast form to maybe creating exclusive audio content that you want to do through the medium of podcasts. I will, however, be covering a little bit of how to record using some free audio software, so I will be giving you a little bit of help on that if you need it. Now, the next thing that we're going to be covering in this video is going through a podcast hosting service. Now, this is what this video really is all about, because this step normally costs some amount of money to do. Now, there are some free services that you can use, such as Anchor.fm and SoundCloud, but these services will have some limitations, such as limiting the length of content you can upload. And then there are some websites that allow you to upload any length of file you want, like Podbean and Buzzsprout, but they cost money in the form of a monthly fee. And for someone like me who was just starting, this was a little bit of a hurdle that I had to figure out how to get around, because I didn't want to be paying a monthly fee for something that was just in its, beginning stages. So that's really what I'm going to show you today, is how to get your podcast started from the ground up completely for free. Now, the next thing that you're going to want to do is figure out how to distribute your podcast, and I will be covering this a little bit in the video. And this is where you take your podcast and put it on forms such as Spotify and iTunes, where people can easily access it. It's really crucial, but this step will take a little bit of time, as these services will have to review and approve your podcast before it can be posted on their sites. So let's get right into it. So the first step is content creation. Now, you can do this using your phone or computer, using their built-in microphones. But after you do this, you're probably going to want to add in some extra background music, or you might want to edit the files a bit. And if you want to do this using a free program, I would recommend one called Audacity. It's available on Windows, Mac, and Linux. And once you download it, I already have it here, so it'll look kind of like this. Now, you can record directly using the built-in microphone if you want, or if you buy another microphone, like I used to have a Snowball that was my original microphone I bought, you can use that with using this program, and you can just record something simple like this. And so to demonstrate, I'm just going to create a podcast for Deeper Discovery, and so I'll just record it here. Hello and welcome to Deeper Discovery. This is your host, Daniel. I'll be taking you through a process of discovering things that you never knew before. Okay, so that's just a quick little example, and then you can export whatever file you do, and you can export it as an MP3 file. And I'll just name it Discovery right there. And it doesn't matter what the title or the author is in that page, you can just skip that. Okay, so the next step is going to be creating an image for your podcast. You can create your own image, or I like to use a site called Pixabay.com. Now, this one will give you access to copyright-free images that you can use, and you can edit and put little titles on. So that's what I'm going to do today. So, okay, here's a space one. So we can download this here for free, and you're going to want to prove that you're not a robot. So let's find these traffic lights. There we go. We're approved, and let's download it. And you can donate to the original creator of the image if you want. And so the next step, after you have it downloaded, is you're going to want to add some text to that image that will be your title of the podcast. So I'm using another free website called befunky.com. So I'm just going to go to their photo editor, and this is one I was just practicing with earlier to create this one. So I'm going to open a new image, and well, I'll just pull this one right into here. There we go. Okay, so once that's there, we're going to add some text here, add a heading, called, we're going to change the text color here to white, and we'll add a black outline just to make sure it's readable. There we go. So there we go. Okay, we want to make this text box a little bit wider. I'm going to center it, and I'm just going to blow this up here. Here we go. There we go. So once you have this image is already pretty much square, but the podcast's websites are going to require that you upload a perfectly square image. So just to make sure, I'm just going to go here to crop on the top of the settings here on edit, go to crop, and we're going to do a square 1x1. And so it are going to require these websites that your image is between a minimum of 14 by 1400 or a maximum of 3000 by 3000. You can see this image is about perfect, it's just above that, and we are going to apply this crop so we know that we have it perfectly square. And now we can save this image to the computer. That's what we want right there. We can save it. There we go. And the next step is, after you have this image on your computer, you're going to need this image to be somewhere online. So I'm going to use a free web image hosting service, Imgur. Right, so I'm going to add this one, add this image here that we have. I'm just going to drag it up here, and once we have it, there we are. We have it right here. So we are going to use this link in a little bit. Okay, now that we're done with that, now we are on to the next step, which is podcast hosting service. And to host the actual audio files, this is what normally costs money on other websites. So I'm going to use this free website here called archive.org, and we are going to upload our audio file we just recorded a little bit earlier to here. And we'll go to Discovery, that's the one we want. So I'll open this up, and we're going to need to just create a little bit of a description here. Deeper Discovery. And we'll just add Discover as a tag, and we can upload the audio file. So it's going to upload the audio file, and this is where the music file is going to live. So when you create this account and everything, upload a file, nobody will see this. This is just all going to be in the background. Okay, you only want them to obviously see your podcast once it's on iTunes or Spotify with a nice image and all of that. So the next step is we are going to want to create a blogger, and this is where you're going to push out your episode updates. You're going to do it creating new posts on your blog. So I'm just going to call this new blog Deeper Discovery. Okay. And we'll just use right here if this is available. Okay, it's not available, so I'll just do 1, 2, 3. There we go, that's available. Deeper Discovery 1, 2, 3. It doesn't really matter what this is again, because you won't really need to be using this very much later. Okay, so now that we're here, this title is going to be the title of the episode on the blog. So we're going to publish our first blog post, and we'll do this every time you want to upload a new episode. So this is going to be episode 00. And we're going to just put a little quick description. This is what will show up in your podcast feed as a description of the episode. Okay, so once we have that, the next step is you're going to link that audio file from archive.org into this blog post. Now this is a little bit tricky, so you'll just want to watch. You're going to want to come down here to the MP3 file, and we're going to copy the link for the MP3. Now it'll have it in all these formats. You just will want to copy the MP3 link, right? There you go, that's the link to our audio file. You can see it's right there playing. So we'll want to copy that link, and we're going to paste it through a hyperlink here. And so I'm just going to display it as a period. So it's just going to show up there as a period, but the link is going to link to the audio file. Okay, so there we are. We have our little hyperlink, but it is really invisible. There we go. And once we publish this, we have published the first episode to our blog. Okay, so the next step here is going to be posting this blog to something called the FeedBurner. So you're going to want to go to feedburner.google.com for the next step here and create an account here. Okay, so we'll just go to the homepage of FeedBurner and we're going to create a feed, and this is going to end up creating an RSS feed that we can then post to iTunes and Spotify and those other websites. So right in here, you're just going to type the URL of your blog, which, if you don't know what that is, just go to view blog, and it's going to be this right here, deeper discovery 123.blogspot.com. So we're just going to type that right here. Okay, and there we go. Yep, that works. And we're going to want to create an RSS feed right here. Okay, so make sure this is just an RSS feed. There we go. The feed title right there. That's all good. Go to next. Congrats, the feed has been created. Okay, so once you're on the feed homepage, this is the next step. You're going to want to go to Optimize and then go to SmartCast. So this is going to allow your podcast to be seen by these other podcast services, iTunes and Spotify and ones like that. So this is where you're going to be able to copy and paste your image that you created into here. So go back to Imgur and you're going to want to copy this direct link .jpg or whatever the image type is. Copy this, and then we're going to come back here and we're going to paste that image feed right there in the podcast subtitle. There we go. And the summary here. Oops, I did that wrong. I want to copy here, and we're going to copy that. There we go. So we have a podcast summary, and this will show up as your show summary on iTunes or another website if you wanted to. So in this here, you're going to want to link to your Gmail address. So this will allow iTunes or those other websites to verify, or for you to verify your podcast on those other websites, is that if you have your correct email address here, make sure that that's correct. And no, it is not. Here we go. It does not contain explicit content. And then you're just going to put the podcast author and then click bottom here, which says activate. Okay, so I'm going to do this one more time really quick for Spotify. It turns out on Spotify, you really have to make sure that you have this title in the description right here filled out and activated. Otherwise, Spotify will not accept the podcast or will not come through with the title and the description that you want. So you have to make sure that's checked off, and then this is all good to go. We are going to click this little button right here, this gray one, with those little lines coming up. This is going to take you to your RSS feed right here, where you can already see we have episode 00 that we created over here on Blogspot, right over here. Posts. We created this blog post right here, and it already is showing up as episode 00. So we are going to copy this URL. This URL is going to be the one that we're going to use in iTunes and Spotify to get our podcasts on their site. Okay, so we're going to come over here to, there we go, Apple Podcasts. And if you don't already have an account, you have to create an account with Apple to allow your podcast. It's free to create this account. So you're going to want to add a podcast, add a new show, and right down here, we're going to choose the show type. So we're going to want to create the show with an RSS feed because that's what we have. So the RSS feed is that one we just copied from FeedBurner, right to here. And we are going to make this publicly available, and we're going to grant them access to everyone, and it will process through. And then after this, you can claim your show, edit all the details, and you can get it uploaded to iTunes without any issues right through here, no problem. The same thing on Spotify. You're going to go to your Spotify. We will paste that into this area. There we go. And now you can see here it has the logo, everything. It has the title, everything we wanted to have on it. And you click on next. And then what they are going to do is they're going to send a verification code to the email address which you put right here. So you have to make sure this is a good email address you have access to. And they're going to send this code right there to that email address. They'll send you a verification code. You put the verification code in, and Spotify is actually really, really quick about getting your podcast up and running. They're a lot faster than Apple is about it. So that is all that there is to it. And once you have that done, you can add your show using this link, this RSS feed link, to any other website you want, like Google Podcasts or iHeartRadio or any of those. You can add your podcast to any of those that you want, but just by using this link. That's all the steps for you today. I hope this video was helpful. That is how you get your podcast created for free with free hosting, is using a bunch of different websites. It's a little bit complicated, but you can do this and you don't have any monthly fees. So that is the big bonus. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.